right, so we're part two of the shock project here. We're gonna put it back together. I got the parts in a couple days ago, but I ordered, I was just gonna get the O-ring, but I decided to get the whole shock piston seal kit. Tusk makes it, and I'll put the part numbers in the description, but I figured while I'm in there I might as well do it. Then they give you, well, you have to buy it. It's like $12. It's like a little bullet that goes over the shaft, so when you're putting your seals on, that hopefully nothing gets damaged. And I got an OEM bumper for the shock as well. And Honda manual specifies suspension fluid SS-7 for the shock. So I got a little bit more than I need there, but some of that's for the fork as well. So what we need to do to get all this off is, if it's never been done before, the top of the shaft is kind of peamed over, so we got to grind that off to be able to get this nut off. So mine's never been messed with, so all the shims and whatnot should be whatever it is stock. At this point I'm not going to mess with the shims, but you know, after I ride it and I feel I might need to adjust the speed of the rebound or compression, maybe I'll mess around with that. That'd be all something new for me. I've never really messed with that. So but what I want to do now is just change that seal kit that I got from Tusk, and we'll go ahead and grind that off and see if we get that on. Okay, so I got enough ground off the top that it should come out. So I tried with a wrench and it was just real tight. So I'm gonna put an impact to it and see if that works. I do have to hold the bottom. The top is a 17, the bottom's a 19, by the way. Okay. The good old impact always works. Okay, so we got the nut off, and it looks like I got to take a little bit more off here. Okay, so at that point everything else should follow. Not really sure why this part's not going. Okay, it's just real tight, so I think I got it now. fucking... Not supposed to lose those shims. I don't know why they're so tight on there, but it's like a perfect fit. All right, we'll slide this off. All right, so here's the shims. I found the ones that dropped here, but there's a whole, if you've never seen this before, there's just a whole stack of them on each end. So this will be the top, and here's the bottom here, but they're in stock configuration here, so I'm not going to mess with them now. But yeah, like you saw in the video, you got to be careful when you're pulling these off. And here's the old seals and whatnot. These are obviously all original since that end of the rod was never ground down. And I think this gets replaced as well. Or no, it doesn't actually. Just this part does. So I'll clean that up and start reassembling it. All right, we'll go ahead and assemble everything here. We got that Tusk bumper thing that we'll go ahead and put on first. Slides right over. I got a little cap of oil here that I'm just going to put on. Okay. And we got the part of the spring retainer here. Got the bumper. Got the cap for the reservoir. Put a little bit more oil on this for... Okay, and we got the seals. Okay. Okay, this could come off. And we'll start putting in all of the shims. Okay. Okay, we're ready to put the nut on. Put some red Loctite here. I'm going to turn this over a little bit so Loctite goes on it a little bit better. Okay. And this gets torqued down to 27 foot-pounds. Okay. All right, so we're done. So we're done with this piece here. We're going to go on to the body itself and start filling it up with oil. All right, so I'm going to fill up the reservoir first, about halfway, and make sure that the oil is making it to the main body, and then we'll put our bladder in. Okay. So when you do this right, there should be a little oil that pushes out. That way you know that there's going to be no air bubbles. So I'm going to want to go deep enough to where I could get that clip in, then we'll be in good shape. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull this back up as well. Okay, then I'm going to put 40 psi in the bladder, so that way when we put our rod and piston in, that it doesn't compress the bladder itself. And I'll just do that with the bike pump for now, then I'll take the valve back out and go get it filled with nitrogen later. All right, my bike pump is not going to fit on that, so I'll have to use compressed air, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to put 40 psi of air into the bladder just so it holds its form. There we go. So now what we need to do is put a little bit more oil in the body. Okay, that's about 3/4 of the way up. I'll put a little bit of oil on the pieces here. Needs a little bit more oil, so I'm going to work the shaft up and down. I'll see if I can get you a little bit closer here so you can see the bubbles. So what I want to do is work these bubbles out. It's actually looking pretty good. Okay, so there's no more bubbles. I'm going to fill it up to the top here. Okay. Then we're going to take the seal head and push it in. Oop. Okay, there we go. Okay, then there's only so far I could go. Then we're going to need to take our Schrader valve back out. Okay, with that out of the way, we should be able to get the rest of it in. And we got to get it down to a point where we could get our clip in. Okay. We got a new clip here that came with the seal head, by the way. Hard to see if I went all the way here. Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay, we can tap this back in here. All right, she's done for now. I'm not too worried about the spring length or how everything's gonna feel. I'll adjust it once it's on the bike and set my sag. But yeah, that went pretty well. I'll bring it to a bike shop to get the nitrogen filled and take it from there. I'll clean this up here and we'll be good to go. All right, thanks for watching.